Hi Simon, how's it going?
Very well, thanks. And you?
Yeah, good, thanks. So look, I'm really keen to talk to you about security architecture. It's great you've come to talk to us. I just want to make it clear, and you can as well, that this is Simon's own personal views. It's not the views of his current or previous employer. So let's just wanted to make that clear. It's great to have someone with your security architecture background joining us on the community, because we've now probably spoken to most types of architect, and we have touched on security, of course we have, but I don't think we've actually spoken specifically about the topic of security architecture. But before we get into that, an intro to yourself.
Obviously, security architecture was a given when I studied oceanography for a degree. It was, yeah, when I was studying for a degree, it was computer science was a very small subject.
Right.
But I got into IT computers really at Norwich Union, where I was on their scheme for computer programmers.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. They interestingly preferred to take people with business degrees. So I'm not sure why I got there with oceanography, but and teach them computing rather than trying to take computer science graduates and teach them business skills.
Right.
From there, various coding positions, moving my way through sort of Java, into engineering, leading teams of architects. And then I got offered an opportunity to specialize in security. And I came to a decision point whether I went just down the full sort of enterprise architect route or the security route. And I counted the books on my bookshelf, and I had 2-to-1 in favor of security. So it seemed like if I'm spending my money on security, that's really the way to go. It turned out to be a fantastic decision career-wise, fantastically interesting place to work. Yeah, ever changing, ever learning. So yeah, it's a brilliant role. Thoroughly recommend it to anybody watching, listening.
Yeah. And what was the point? So it's interesting that you kind of realized that security through that really interesting metric of bookshelf. I might have to do the same later. And then I might realize I'm in completely the wrong profession. I'm over there actually. I'm seeing an awful lot of war books, so maybe historian should have been my path. But where was that point, I suppose, in your career? Was it the books, or was there another thing that sort of drew you into the security? What was it about security, I suppose, that intrigued you and fascinated you?
I suppose there were two key points. One was at one point within the insurance company, the fraud team wanted somebody to run their IT estate.
Right.
So I ran their IT estate. We did some really early and pioneering stuff on modeling and looking at relationships in criminal gangs.
Okay.
So that was one bit. I then moved into another area looking at web front end development. And of course, there's a layer of security there. And that was an area that nobody had taken hold of. So I took hold of it and delivered from there.
So talking of security architects, am I right in saying that you're hiring security architects for your own team right now?
Yeah, we are hiring. The company that I work for, Dentsu, is going through a period of growth. We're looking to expand our team in security architecture. So if anybody does want to chat, just sort of look me up on LinkedIn.
There's a number of things we're going to talk about with you, which I'm looking forward to the kind of next parts of the conversation. But let's touch a little bit on agile and security architecture, because I know that's a passion of mine. That's one of the reasons why we connected and set this up. So what in summary, what is your kind of take on agile and security?
I don't think it's any different to any other methodology.
Right.
I really like agile. I think if I look back at programs and projects I've worked on, both in security and outside of security, what we're very good at is delivering an end product, but how do we show incremental value as we're going through that process? And agile really allows you to do that, whether it's through sort of demos or actually delivering the sort of MVP and steps to your end product, which adds value all the time. It shows you're delivering. And I think a lot of that visibility of what we do and how security costs money, and showing how that money's being spent rather than saying, I'll come back in 6 months and then you'll have this, I think is a really great way to deliver security.